Namaste, today I want to talk about something that quite literally holds India together. I am talking about Fevicol. Think about it. When something breaks, what's the first word that often comes to mind for fixing it? For many of us it's Fevicol. It's not just an adhesive. It has become a verb, a solution, a household name whispered from grandparents to grandchildren. This little white glue has seeped into the very fabric of our daily lives, much like the chai we sip every morning or the stories our mothers tell. It's a silent participant in our homes, our schools, and our workshops, always there, always reliable. Fevicol's journey is a beautiful story of connection. It's about understanding people, their needs, and their emotions. It didn't just sell a product, it sold trust. It sold the idea of permanence in a world that is constantly changing. Imagine a child's school project carefully put together with Fevicol, holding not just paper and glitter, but also dreams and effort. Or a carpenter, relying on its strength to craft furniture that will last for generations, becoming part of a family's legacy. This is the essence of Bharat ko Jodne wala brand. Let's rewind the clock a bit. Imagine India in the 1950s. A young nation full of dreams and aspirations just finding its feet. It was in this era of new beginnings, in 1959 to be precise, that Fevicol was born. It was the vision of the Parekh brothers, Balwant Parekh and Sushil Parekh, who founded Pidilite Industries. They saw a need, a gap in the market. At that time, carpenters and woodworkers primarily used animal fat glue, or suresh as it was commonly known. This traditional glue was messy, cumbersome to prepare, and frankly quite smelly. The market conditions were challenging. People were used to the old ways. Introducing a new synthetic white glue required a shift in mindset. The Parekh brothers weren't just launching a product, they were trying to change a habit, a tradition that had been around for a very long time. Their product, Fevicol, was a synthetic resin adhesive. It was ready to use, cleaner, and promised a stronger, more reliable bond. This focus on the end user, right from the very beginning, became a hallmark of Pidilite and the Fevicol brand, setting the stage for its incredible journey ahead. The biggest challenge Fevicol faced was not just competition, but habit. Carpenters were the primary customers for adhesives in those early days. They were skilled artisans, and like many skilled individuals, they trusted their traditional methods. The animal-based glues, despite their drawbacks, the smell, the tedious preparation of heating and mixing, the inconsistent results, were familiar. Convincing them to switch to a new, unfamiliar synthetic glue like Fevicol was a monumental task. It was like asking a seasoned chef to change their most trusted, age-old recipe. There was skepticism, there was resistance, and there was a natural reluctance to embrace the unknown. Fevicol offered a simple, ready-to-use solution. No more messy preparation, no more unpleasant odors, and most importantly, a consistent and strong bond. Instead of just selling a product, Fevicol focused on selling a solution that made the carpenter's life easier and their work better. They organized demonstrations, met carpenters directly, and allowed them to experience the benefits firsthand. They built relationships, listened to feedback, and positioned Fevicol as a partner in their craft. This direct engagement, this focus on solving a real problem for their core users, was the clever solution. It was a masterclass in user-centric thinking, long before the term became a buzzword in the business world. Section 4. The Unbreakable Bond, Fevicol's heart-winning advertisements. Now let's talk about something truly special, Fevicol's advertising. If you want to see creativity, humor, and a deep understanding of Indian culture, look no further. Fevicol ads are legendary. They didn't just sell glue, they told stories. They made us laugh. They made us think. And most importantly, they created an emotional connection that is incredibly strong. The core message was always simple. Fevicol creates unbreakable bonds. But the way they delivered this message was pure genius. They used everyday situations, relatable characters, and a touch of wit that resonated with everyone. Remember those ads? The one with the overcrowded bus where everything is falling apart except the part stuck with Fevicol? Or the hen that lays an unbreakable egg after consuming Fevicol-laced feed? These weren't just ads. They were mini-movies, little slices of Indian life. They rarely showed the product itself for long. Instead, they focused on the product, the strength, the reliability, the Fevicol ka Jod. This consistent, creative, and culturally rooted approach to advertising is a huge reason why Fevicol is more than just a household name. It's a beloved brand. Section 5. Sticking with culture. How Fevicol became a part of India. Fevicol's impact goes far beyond the workshop or the hardware store. It has, quite remarkably, become a part of Indian culture itself. Think about how we use the word Fevicol in our daily conversations. When we talk about a strong friendship, we might say, "Their bond is like Fevicol." When we see something that's incredibly difficult to separate, the analogy often points to Fevicol. This transformation from a brand name into a generic term for any strong adhesive, and even further into a metaphor for unbreakable bonds, is a rare and incredible achievement. It shows how deeply the brand has permeated the Indian psyche. This cultural integration didn't happen by accident. It was a result of consistent messaging that emphasized strength, durability, and connection values that resonate deeply within Indian culture, where family ties and long-lasting relationships are highly cherished. By depicting everyday Indian scenarios and characters, Fevicol ads became mirrors reflecting our own lives, making the brand feel familiar like an old friend. It wasn't just selling glue, it was subtly weaving itself into the narrative of Indian life, one memorable story at a time. The brand became synonymous with making and mending, integral parts of our resourceful Indian nature. This journey from a simple adhesive to a cultural icon is a fascinating story of how a brand can become much more than its product, embedding itself into the very soul of a nation. Section 6. The Champion of Adhesives, Fevicol's market success story. Now let's look at the numbers, the business side of this incredible journey. Fevicol's story isn't just about heartwarming ads and cultural impact, it's also a story of phenomenal business success. For decades, Fevicol has been the undisputed champion in the Indian adhesive market. It doesn't just lead, it dominates. We're talking about a market share that most brands can only dream of, often reported to be over 70% in its core categories. This kind of dominance is not easily achieved or maintained, especially in a diverse and competitive market like India. It speaks volumes about the trust and loyalty the brand commands. This market leadership translates into significant business outcomes for its parent company, Pidilite Industries. Fevicol is the flagship brand, the crown jewel that has powered Pidilite's growth and allowed it to diversify into a wide range of other products. Think about Fevikwik, the instant adhesive, or Dr. Fix-It, the waterproofing solution, or M-Seal, the epoxy sealant. Many of these successful brands have benefited from the trust and distribution network established by Fevicol. The financial success of Fevicol has provided a strong foundation for innovation and expansion, making Pidilite a major player in the chemical industry. Fevicol's journey is a powerful example for businesses everywhere, showing that focusing on core values, customer connection, and consistent quality can lead to enduring market leadership and remarkable financial success. Section 7. Lessons from the bond. What Fevicol teaches us about connection. So, as we come to the end of this journey with Fevicol, what are the key takeaways? What can we learn from this remarkable brand that has done more than just stick things together? I believe the first lesson is the power of understanding your customer truly, deeply. Fevicol didn't just see carpenters as buyers, they saw them as partners. They understood their needs, their challenges, and their aspirations. This deep empathy was the foundation upon which they built their entire strategy, from product development to their famous Fevicol Champions Club for carpenter welfare and skill upgradation. The second lesson is about consistency. In a world that's constantly chasing the next new thing, Fevicol remained remarkably consistent in its core message strength, reliability, and unbreakable bonds. Their advertising, while always creative and fresh, always reinforced this central promise. This consistency built immense trust. People knew what Fevicol stood for, and the brand always delivered. This unwavering commitment to its core identity is a powerful reminder that staying true to yourself as a brand or as an individual is key to building lasting relationships and a strong reputation. Fevicol teaches us the magic of emotional branding. They didn't just sell a chemical compound, they sold a feeling, they sold trust, humor, and a sense of connection. Fevicol didn't just join materials, it joined hearts, it joined India.